Hello, everybody. This is Gregory with Permanent Weight Loss Made Easy, where there should be no hesitancy in your weight loss and in your weight maintenance. Today, we're going to talk about Lent, abstinence, refraining from the sensual pleasures, and why this makes sense. Now, before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. As you guys know, I've lost over 100 pounds and I've kept it up for 30 plus years. Also, post a review and comment if you like. So, I am a Catholic, so in the Catholic world, we practice fasting during Lent. Lent is the 40 days prior to Easter, and this is kind of mimicked in the Old Testament with Moses, and then Jesus spent 40 days in the desert. And there's a lot of places in the Old and New Testament how fasting and penance is really recommended. And so in the Catholic world, Orthodox world, and some of the mainline Protestant worlds, you see this time before Easter, as called Lent, as a time to fast. Now, in the old days, Orthodox and Catholics would be fasting all through Lent. And then the more modern times now, the church only asks for us to fast on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday, but you're supposed to refrain from meat on Fridays. But either way, if you look historically, fasting's a good thing. Fasting's a good thing. Because we are human, we are fallen creatures because of the sin of Adam and Eve. And what does that mean? We have concupiscence. What's concupiscence? Concupiscence is an over-attachment to sensual pleasures. It's not a sin per se, but we are fallen. We have an inclination to indulge in things that are not necessarily good for us. The vices, the opposite of vices, are virtues. So the way it works with vices and virtues, and all of you guys know this, you've dealt with eating, like the more you fall off the wagon and the more you slide on anything, whether it be eating poorly or watching porn or doing drugs or binge watching, like anything that's not good for us objectively, it's easier to do it more, right? Once you fall off the ladder, it's just easier to slide into that vice. Whereas if you're doing a lot of virtue, the opposite of all these things, let's say praying or working out every day, it's like immunity. You get inoculated. It's just easier to be doing those virtues. And so we've known, it's kind of human nature, that being mired in concupiscence, in the sensual delights, whether it be eating, drinking booze, eating a lot of sweets, sitting around doing nothing, is not good for us. Idle time is the workshop of the devil, the old saying. And we know this. So the more we're like not taking care of ourselves and delving in vices, it really corrupts us, and it really makes us feel yucky, for lack of a better word. And so we've kind of known this in the churches around the world. The Muslims, of course, fast during Ramadan, and then the Buddhist monks, of course, fast. So like all around the world, they've always known, really it's just kind of wired into us, that fasting, penance, these things are good. Trying to say no to the sensual pleasures and have a more balanced view with them is a good thing. Yeah, sex is not bad. Sex is our way to regenerate the world. Like sex is good, right? Be fruitful and multiply, as God says in the Bible, right? So sex is not bad. Food is not bad. These are not bad, but there's this thing called temperance. It's an old term. Temperance is having a balance. In this world that we live in today, there's not a lot of balance. Really not. We live in this world where we're overindulging in everything. Too much food, too much booze, drugs are legal. It's just 2 clicks away to watch porn and all the other things that make us feel icky. So I would tell you, like during this time of Lent, the next 40 days, use this as a time to maybe turn off the computer or certainly turn off the porn. And when it comes to food, refrain from those yucky foods and try to eat a cleaner diet. Or practice intermittent fasting more. I've been intermittent fasting for 10 years straight, where I don't eat breakfast. I just drink a lot of tea because I own a tea store. Right? I just drink a lot of tea during the morning times, and then have your eating window be 12 to 6, 1 to 5, 3 to 7, whatever. And this is really good to incorporate in Lent. Like if you've never intermittent fasted or daily fasted, Lent is a great time to do it, because what you'll realize is when we're no longer like fixated on the sensual delights of the body, like satisfying the delights of the body, our mind and our soul can be in a higher place. Whether that be in prayer or meditation, it doesn't have to be necessarily religious, but you'll notice that our mind works better when we're not overindulging the body. So during these 40 days, I do recommend that if you haven't fasted, start fasting, or just try to eat cleaner during this time. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Do you ever fast? Are you religious? I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.